Freestyle travel. Hey everybody, this is getting fast and loose here. I'm your host, Kenny Flannery. This is the Freestyle Travel Show, coming at you a little bit late. We're sitting on 12:20, 20 minutes past midnight. In about 12 hours, I'm going to have to wander out into the rain and hitchhike somewhere. I'm not really sure where. Totally winging it, but stick through the whole episode and you'll figure out, well, you won't figure out, but you'll figure out at least what I'm thinking, not where I'm going to wind up tomorrow. I don't know. I'm in North Carolina. I think I'm titled this episode 4 Casinos and a Wedding, because that's what's gone down since the last episode. If you listen to the last episode, that was Molly Joe. I first traveled and met Molly Joe, Molly, over 10 years ago, and yeah, we hitchhiked a bunch, and last episode I got her on. I was on a pot farm with her and just talked about a bunch of our OG stories. Really good episode. Definitely listen to her. She's a pretty dynamic person. I mean, we hitchhiked like crazy, and she's, helped refugees and traveled all over the world herself, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. That was a really good episode. Catching up with her. I'm glad I got someone like her on the show. So listen to that. But since then, yeah, that was California. That was Northern California. Working on that pot farm. Wasn't sure what I was going to do next, and that's kind of a reoccurring theme. So since then, it's been about a month since that episode. Ton of hitchhiking. That was California. I'm in North Carolina now. I'll talk about the 4 casinos I've stayed in since then, including this one. Things have gotten just bonkers. I don't even know what I'm doing. Losing my mind a little bit here and there. Just figuring things out. So yeah, 4 casinos and a wedding. There was a wedding in Delaware. I will cover that. And tons of hitchhiking. So many 18-wheelers. So many mornings of waking up and just not knowing exactly where I was going. Kind of letting the road decide, which is what tomorrow's going to be about too. I got some ideas for tomorrow, but everyone who's listening to this show kind of knows that I give this little intro about what I'm going to talk about, and then I end it with talking about what might happen next. And most of the time what happens next is kind of up in the air. No different. Spoiler alert, but I got some ideas. So let's jump into all the casinos, all the crazy gambling I've been doing, regenerating all sorts of credit. These casinos, discovering some more stuff going on around the country. And yeah, winging it. Almost went to Costa Rica. Still might. Might be putting that one off, though. Not sure. I'm up in the air, man. I'm up in the air. I'm dreaming. I'm scheming. All right, let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into the whole story from how I got from California to North Carolina. Let's go. Alrighty. So let's begin. Yeah, California. I was on that pot farm. Northern California, north of San Francisco by a bit, with Molly and company. Working on that pot farm. Usually I've done a bunch of trimming, but that stint, if you listened or watched my video on YouTube, youtube.com/hobolifestyle, I got a video about that whole pot farm experience, and then some. I was doing a lot more like, not administrative, more like grower kind of stuff. I was like doing irrigation and stuff like that, not so much just like trimming. So it was an experience. And after that, I was close to Chico, so obviously had to pop into Chico. It's one of my favorite towns. I got a bunch of friends there, and I wound up there for one of the guys I was working with on the pot farm. Kind of put me in the mindset that sort of set off this month. He was a poker guy, so he actually gave me a ride to Chico when it was time to go. He's still on that farm, as far as I know. Pretty positive, but he gave me a ride to Chico because that's his spot as well, and ended up going to a poker room with him, and it kind of rekindled my poker jam, my gambling bug. Anyone who knows my whole story knows when I first started traveling, I fell into Vegas. I played a bunch of poker in school, but when I started traveling, I started getting into craps and like more of those kind of games, and just started going to Vegas, started getting free rooms, which made me go there more. And I didn't always necessarily gamble when I went to Vegas, even just took advantage of the free rooms a lot of times. But anyways, when I went to Chico, played some poker with him, won a little bit of money, and it's like, all right, sort of planted a seed for the month to come for sure, as you'll hear. He took off back to the farm. I started catching up with friends in Chico. I stayed at a few different people's places while I was there. Caught up, hit my favorite spots, hit my favorite bars, hit a Sierra Nevada brewery, Secret Trail Brewery, hit all the breweries pretty much. There's 4 or 5 in town now. And yeah, just had a good time catching up with some old school friends. Really good time. And yeah, I was kind of winging it. So I knew I had this wedding to go to in Delaware. It's been on the calendar for a while. A cousin was getting married. And I had few weeks to get there. So not really sure what I was going to do in the meantime, but I did want to go see my buddy Larry in Phoenix, and also Molly from the last episode. She and her husband Kyle, both friends of mine, got some property outside of Flagstaff, also Arizona. So that was pretty much my thing. I was like, all right, I'll hitchhike down there, catch up with them respectively. So I started by going from Chico down to Sacramento. Luckily, my friend Aaron was around, willing to kick it. So I caught up with him. Always a good time. Mongolian barbecue, plenty of pretty good beers, catching up. Him, his wife, his twins, they're all walking around now, talking a little bit. Crazy how that goes. Y'all know that story. Friends with kids, doing stuff, becoming people. Kind of crazy. Yeah, had a great time hanging with him for a few days. And then I was like, all right, well, Arizona, but let me hit Reno on the way. So I hit Reno, and I got some free nights at El Dorado, so took advantage of that. You know, live a pretty dynamic life, you know, when it comes to like staying places, you know. Some nights I'm in the woods, on the fringe of the woods, city woods, you know, just barely finding a place that's hidden, tucked away in my bag. And then some nights I'm in like pretty nice damn hotel rooms like that, or staying with friends on couches, floors, whatever. It's freestyle travel. That's why y'all listen to this show. It's just, it's all over the place. It's kind of how I like it. So, but yeah, in this case in Reno, pretty nice little spot. And won a little bit of money. That's always good. Start getting into blackjack. So, blackjack, yeah. Played a lot of craps, some poker here and there. But yeah, start getting into blackjack. Planted that seed too. It all falls apart in Vegas. Don't worry. It gets brutal. Yeah, won a little bit of money there, chilling. And I woke up the morning where I had to check out. And like I said, Arizona was the goal. I wanted to go see my friends in like Ash Fork, pretty much outside of Flagstaff, Molly, and then go see Larry in Phoenix. I was a little ambivalent. Which way do I go? Like, I don't know if you guys know Nevada, but there's this road 95. It's kind of like middle of nowhere. I've actually never been all the way down it. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll go that way. And then part of me was just like, I know I want to go nowhere because I've never been there, but I know the 395 actually has stuff on the way, like Mammoth. So like maybe I'll hitchhike that way. And I was kind of ambivalent. Yeah, I was down to the last like 20 minutes until I had to check out and actually start making moves. And I realized, which either way I went, I still had to go to the I-80 on-ramp really close to the casinos and hitch west, whether I was going to either road. I had to go to the same on-ramp because it led to both of them. So I'm like, all right, perfect. I'll let the road decide. And lo and behold, the road decided. This girl picked me up, and she was going all the way to Palm Springs. Epic ride. It's pretty crazy when you're like trying to get a ride to a junction that's like 20 miles away, and then someone picks you up and they're going 10 hours or something. That was that day. So she picks me up. She's got a cat in the car. She's going to Palm Springs. She was just in California. And I'm like, all right, so I'll go with you. I wasn't sure how far I'd go with her. And then I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go all the way to Palm Springs with her, and I'll just flip the order. I'll go to Phoenix first and see Larry, and then see my friends in Ash Fork. And it was cool. We actually stopped in Mammoth and stopped at the brewery. And I got a beer first, and then she went inside to get a beer, and I was outside, and she gave me her cat, like, on a leash. She had, like, the cat had a leash with a harness around it, kind of small cat. And she's like, just hold the cat. I couldn't bring the cat inside. So I'm like, all right, I'll got my beer. I'll hold this leash with the cat. The cat's meowing like crazy because the cat doesn't really know me. It's on a leash. How many cats do you see on a leash? So it's meowing, and people are like, do you hear a cat? And I'm like, yeah, there's a cat right here. And then she was taking a while to get her beer, and then next thing I know, the cat does this like Houdini move, bounces out of the harness, and like bolts. Like, oh, god damn it. So I'm following the cat, just trying to keep eyes on it. How the hell are you gonna catch a cat? You're not. So I'm just trying to keep eyes on it. She comes out right then. I'm like, cat got out. She wasn't surprised. Um, she goes, tries to get the cat. It's a cat. It's running away. So she comes back. She's like, I'm gonna finish my beer. It's up in that apartment complex. Like, don't want the beer to get warm. I'm like, all right, respect. So we're finishing this beer, talking about other stuff, and then she's like, all right, I'm gonna go back up to the apartment complex. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna follow you because I don't know. If the cat's gonna come to someone, it's gonna come to you, and I just scare it. So she's looking around for this cat, and it's kind of quite a while. So I go up and try to help her and find out that she has cornered the cat under a grate. Like, so I'm like, all right, but the cat's not coming out. We're trying to scare it out. Finally, we find a shovel and we pry open the grate, which scares it out. She grabs the cat. Success. So we got the cat. Um, and actually, yeah, gets the cat back in the car. We're all good. She had her dad's ashes, I believe, and scattered those nearby. That's the reason we kind of diverted towards Mammoth. There's like this devil's post pile, something like that. So we got as close as we could to that. She scattered some ashes, and we kept on cruising. At that point, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to go all the way to Palm Springs with her. And I did. I went all the way to Palm Springs with her. By the time we got there, it was dark, and I knew the whole time, just like, man, Palm Springs, it's desert, really hard to camp, hard to stealth camp. But man, I found just like the perfect little bush behind the Del Taco, and got into my bivvy, and yeah, was able to camp kind of hidden. Got up early enough and hitched a ride to Phoenix. Was it one ride? No, it was one ride across Palm Desert from like a guy in a pickup truck, and then I got a truck driver going all the way to Phoenix. Win. So got to Phoenix, hung out until my buddy Larry got off work, and then that was several days hanging out with Larry. He was at work some of the days, but we kicked it. We drank some epic beers. He had some like waiting for me. Larry's always good like that with the good beers. So drank some beers, watched some football, bet on some football. It's a lot of gambling. So the gambling thing just hypes up. It's getting out of hand. Yeah, betting on football games and stuff, and then then Larry gave me a ride to the north of Phoenix when it was time to go, time to get up to see Molly and Kyle. And I wasn't sure if I'd stop in Flagstaff for an afternoon or something, but I got a ride from this super cool girl, and it wasn't totally clear. I think she went out of her way to get me to Prescott, or maybe she actually had to see a friend there. But either way, like, hopped in the car with her, and she's like, I'm pulling my kids out of school. So we went to like some elementary school, and she pulled her kids out, stopped at the house, got them some food, and then she drove me to Prescott. And from there, I caught another 4, 5, 6 rides, all really short rides, but got to like Ash Fork and eventually caught up with Molly and Kyle. They got some acreage out there. Beautiful, beautiful property. I recommend watching the last video I did called like Hitchhiking Gambler or something like that. I forget what I called the video. Go to, youtube.com/hobolifestyle. I got some good drone shots and stuff. Really cool. Just catching up with them and just it's just cool over the years. Having friends like that, just hitchhiking with and going on like bizarre fucking crazy missions and Vegas stuff and hitchhiking and sleeping in the dirt and all this stuff. And they got this like badass property now with a yurt, and they're just doing their thing. Pretty awesome. So had a good time with them. We actually popped into Flagstaff for a day and back. They got a dog, so they were going there for dog training. So I actually popped into Mother Road and Dark Sky Brewery, two of the breweries for my show, Hopping, that backpacking beer adventure show. Y'all know. If you don't, you should go check it out. Hopping.com, or no, yeah, hopping.com too, I think. Hopping show. youtube.com/hopping. Season 2 is going to be coming out relatively soon. I'll have an update on that for you guys. Should be getting a premiere date up for you real soon. Excited about that, by the way. So then at this point, the wedding was getting closer and closer, and I managed to find a $20. So the wedding was in Delaware, and I managed to find a $20 flight from Las Vegas to Raleigh, North Carolina. So, yeah, I grabbed that flight because I'm like, all right, that'll save me like a potential week of hitchhiking, at least 3, 4, 5 days. hitchhiking across the country. $20, I could skip the whole country in a shot. So I know Raleigh's not Delaware, but it's super close. So I'm like, all right. I get on this site called kiwi.com, Kiwi, and you can like put in these vague searches. So I basically searched like from all the west to all the east, and Vegas to Raleigh was a thing. So I'm like, all right, I can go to Vegas. Once again, free rooms, casinos. I'm a generational degenerate, apparently. And yeah, went up to Vegas, got a few free nights at Bally's, which is like right on the strip next to Paris, all that. So I went there, lost a bunch of money. A bunch of my money that I made on the weed farm gone. Just over the course of 3 days, just making mistake after mistake. Yeah, that was not great, but okay. Yeah, it was a good amount of money, but I made a good amount of money on the pot farm, so I'm still good. I'm not stoked that I lost the money, but it happened. It happened. I was getting into blackjack too much and then chasing losses, whatever. Gambler story. Um, but I held back before I lost, everything or, you know, a functional amount of money. So, but I was able to hit up Abel Baker. That was episode 1 of hopping. So hopping breweries in the span of a few days. That was cool, at least. And yeah, Vegas nuts. Freaking blackjack, man. Every time. Used to be craps. Now there's like weird roulette stuff creeping in. And I think I figured out blackjack, which is to say, I figured out nothing. Just one more thing I can do. I will say, when it comes to casinos, I win, I lose, but I've got enough in my repertoire now that I can kind of choose my adventure. Like, I at least I know what to play to like extend and get free drinks and just sort of chill and seesaw back and forth. I know how to like win a little bit of money really quickly. If I need to win $5 or $10, like I can pretty much do that. If I got $100 or so to work with, I can pretty much win $5 or $10 if I need to get a beer. And then I got my things where it's just like, all right, let's see if we can hit a home run or lose everything really quickly. But at least, like, I don't know. I know what my risks are, and whatever. It's just me rationalizing being a degenerate gambler. That's fun. But I'm getting all these free rooms again now. So, and you'll see, I've now discovered a new wrinkle in all these free rooms. Here I am in North Carolina. I'll get into that. So, I walk my way to the airport, hop on a flight. Next thing I know, I'm in Raleigh. And actually, a day beforehand, I hit up a friend from growing up. He's living in Raleigh now, as of recently. So that's kind of nice. I hit Raleigh at like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. Chilled out for the day, and then caught up with my friend. Had a great night catching up with him. It's always really cool catching up with like childhood friends, and even if you just see each other like once every year, 3 or 4, it's invaluable. So I caught up with him, his wife, a friend of his that I slept with in Philadelphia. Forgot about that. We were hanging out. Caught up with all of them and some good beers and just some food and stuff and dinner and just whatever, just talking. And he gave me a ride to the highway in the morning. And yeah, I was wedding bound at that point. So he dropped me off at I-95. I caught a ride from a bouncer kind of guy there. He gave me a ride. He had to pay a speeding ticket. I rolled with him to get a speeding ticket paid. and then cut on over towards Norfolk, Virginia Beach. A really cool dude picked me up. He dropped me off at the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, last exit, so I didn't get stuck in the middle of the city. And then, made my way on up to Delaware. Delaware. And once in Delaware, caught up with the whole family. My mom had, I guess everybody really had rented this house, Airbnb, for the weekend. So I stayed with my mom. She'd flown in with my sister. My brother came down from New York. My other brother drove up with his wife from coastal North Carolina. And saw my cousin get married. That was pretty cool. And then saw my other cousin I kind of grew up with. him even more so. So it was great to see him and his husband and my aunt and just everybody. Emotions high. My Uncle Kenny, he passed years ago, so there's sort of tributes and nods to him. R.I.P. Uncle Kenny. Love you always. That's who I'm named after. It was a good time. It was a good time. The whole wedding. I've been looking forward to it for a while, and it was the final date on the calendar for me. I had nothing else planned past that. Loose ideas and stuff, and that's where I'm at kind of now. Still, is that the wedding was over, and everyone's going back to where they're going, and everyone's asking me, "Where are you going, Kenny?" And they know I'm on the road. And I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe I'll go to Atlantic City, keep this casino thing going. Atlantic City is surprisingly one of the places in the United States I have not been to. Probably one of the, I don't think it's a big city, but it's one of the bigger cities. I think Atlantic City, Corpus Christi. It's a short list of big-ish cities I haven't been to. So I was like, maybe I'll go there. Free rooms. Maybe I'll go down to Florida and catch a $40, $50 flight to Costa Rica, Panama. That was a strong thing as far as getting out of the country. Yeah, Costa Rica's up there, but it's not like super calling my name. I don't know. Like, it's still on the list, but it's just not yelling my name the way like Chile or Argentina kind of is, which are both still closed for COVID stuff somehow. It's like, it's been almost 2 years, guys. Chill out. Still closed. Get over it. So I'm like, all right, I'm not sure. So even that morning, woke up, I'm still not sure. I'm in the shower, not sure. I kind of got to make a move. So I'm like, I'll head south and towards western North Carolina. I'll just do that and kind of see what happens, see what tickles my fancy. Costa Rica wasn't calling my name, and burned out Florida last year. I didn't want to go down there. Nothing really in Georgia. I didn't want to head north to Atlantic City because I'm just like, not really feeling New York, Philly, all that now. I've been there somewhat recently, and Atlantic City might be cool, but then I'm going to be like stuck right there. So I was like, yeah, Western North Carolina. And I also saw and noticed that I get all these free casino rooms. And I always think about Vegas and Reno, but I looked into it. And in the network of like Harrah's and Caesars, they're all over the country. So I saw that there was a couple of these like Harrah's in Western North Carolina. So I'm like, all right, that could, be a place where I can stop and think and make some more bad decisions. So like, let me get out there, see what's what. So yeah, I ended up catching a ride ultimately with my brother and his wife part of the way down because they were going to coastal North Carolina. Caught a ride like halfway with them. Started hitching. Where'd I wind up? Somewhere random. Oh yeah, I ended up camping. I got as far as like Raleigh, Durham that night. Ended up in like a sports bar and then camping out near the highway in the bivvy. No rain. Pretty good night. Pretty good hidden spot. Stealth camping. It's always different, you know? Sometimes with stealth camping, it's like, particularly in a city, you're just like really looking around, scrounging, trying to find a good spot where you're hidden. Like, I'm not one for sleeping on the sidewalk or anything like that at all. Anything close to that. I definitely want to get hidden. Sometimes it's tough. This particular night, it's pretty easy. I found a spot way kind of out of the city, a spot where no one would ever go in the woods off the highway. You know, I could still be laying there. No one would find me for years, probably. those are the spots that I like. So yeah, camped there, got pretty good sleep, and kept hitching the next day, and yeah, got all the way to like Murphy, like western North Carolina, and I got a few free nights at this casino there, which was good. It was just time to relax and think a little bit and lose a little bit more money, and not a crazy amount at all, but it's just like, it was not a very good casino there by Murphy, which is probably for the best. Like, it was small. Like, you could look down on it and see everything. There's nothing around. It's unfortunate. So it's not very entertaining. They didn't have most of the games and stuff, so it's probably for the best because it was more just like me catching up on writing and doing other things and looking at maps and dreaming and thinking about other stuff I want to be doing. And then there's another Harris up the way, and that's where I am now. Where the hell am I? Cherokee, Cherokee, North Carolina. So like, all right, let me get another few nights there. I had to have a night in between of nothing because they give me free rooms, but I'm not like a super baller, so they won't give me free rooms on like weekend nights, like Saturday night in this case. So uh, the two casinos are pretty close, like an hour or so apart. So I actually hitched one ride to this place called Bryson City, which seemed okay. Kind of a tourist spot, but like a little tourist spot. Poked around that town for a little bit and actually walked the whole way from there to here, which is, I don't know, like a 3 or 4 hour walk on the highway. Not a great hitchhiking highway, not a lot of shoulders and stuff. So um, I probably could have just like stayed in one spot back in Bryson City and hitched and just committed and probably would have caught a ride in less than 3 hours, almost certainly. But because I was walking more than half the time I was walking, I was just in bad spots, like going around blind curves and stuff, and like just places where it wasn't safe for cars to stop. But I kind of felt like walking. So, and I knew what it was. I knew it was like a 3 or 4 hour walk when I got into it, and I was kind of okay with it. Um, or else I would have just, like I said, just stayed in one spot. But yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind walking. So I did. I walked, and then it was gonna kind of be a rainy night, and I was like kind of bumming about that because I got my bivy pack and all my rain gear, but not always. Yeah, it was just it's never the best camping in the rain, no matter how prepared you are. Uh, Particularly if you got a setup or breakdown in the rain. It's not too bad if it rains at night. It just sucks if it's still raining when you got to get out of there. But luckily, forecast called for rain. Looked like it was going to rain, but it was good. Sketchy spot though. God damn. Like you'd think North Carolina, and like you look at the satellite view, it's all green, it's all trees, and think it'd be good. But man, here around like Cherokee, like in some other spots I was looking at, it's just like you see all these green spots, but then when you like kind of zoom in and look at street view, you realize it's just steep cliffs or straight up. So it's not actually like campable areas. So I managed to find a spot, but I had to like walk straight up this hill through these woods. I was almost positive I was going to get poison ivy. Um, just bushwhacking, getting my backpack yanked on weeds and vines, and it was some thick stuff. Finally found a flat spot. Yeah, camped out for the night, and I could literally see the glow of the gigantic luxury casino I was going to be staying at in the next night. It's like here I am, in the threat of rain, surrounded in poison ivy. Literally, I was like on top of poison ivy. It's just a miracle I don't have any. I think I got a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Just like, all right, that's what I'm doing. I'm sleeping in a sack under the glow of this luxury place I'll be in the next night. And here I am. So I woke up the next day, like, man, somehow no rain, a couple drops here and there, but really nothing crazy. And yeah, I walked straight to the casino the next day. It's bigger than I thought, way bigger than the one in Murphy, way bigger. Way more going on and way more stuff around. That one in Murphy, like it would be a long, like couple hour walk just to like get to other anything. But here it's like a 10-minute walk to, you know, fast food and grocery stores and other stuff. So, and then it's just a gigantic casino. Actually, the walk from my room to the casino is like 9 or 10 minutes, which I don't know if that doesn't sound like much or not. But if you're in Vegas, it's like you get down in the elevator and boom, you're in the casino right away. So it's kind of different. It's cool though. Um, yeah, I would definitely like come back here again in my degenerate freestyling. uh, yeah, so I'm here, and after the big hits I was taking in Vegas, I was just like way more cautious. It's just like, I screwed around. I lost some money that I shouldn't have lost while I was in Vegas. It was stupid. Um, but now it's like trying to conserve what I got left because I got enough to be chill. I don't live a lavish lifestyle, as I told you, sleeping in poison ivy and stuff like that. It's like, um, but yeah, can't really afford to lose anymore. But just being more cautious, and that's kind of paid off. Being cautious, so I've done good. I've still plopped down there, and dabbled in blackjack and roulette, and yeah, made some money. Basically, made some money. I joined a poker tournament the other night, lost, and then I played again tonight. Came in third out of 70 people. Fucking A. Huge win. Huge win. Definitely covered up some of my Vegas stuff a little bit. That was massive. That was just like an hour or two ago. That was a huge high. Just finally making it to the final table. Then there being like 8 people left and looking up, being like, oh, even if I lose right now, I'll be up like $100. And then I ended up coming in third, so I won like almost $1,000. How about that? How about that? I was happy. That was a good way to close things out. Yeah, this casino thing, it's sometimes I'm pretty good about being the degenerate gambler and being cautious, but it is kind of a perk that, a lot of nights I do just gotta wing it and sleep out wherever. But now that I know that there's these harrows like everywhere, it's kind of nice that I got at least enough juice to be able to stay in some of these and sort of break up things. And I got my clothes drying right now. Just washed everything in the sink. I got that going on. Yeah, it's kind of a revelation, to be honest, to realize that these free rooms that I'm used to having in like Vegas and Reno and stuff are kind of all over the country, so I can kind of plop in there every once in a while. So if you're out there traveling too, it's worth at least getting your player's card or whatever for Caesars and Harrah's. I mean, they give these free rooms away like nothing. The more I've done this, the more I've realized that like they give these free rooms to everybody. Because I mean, what does it cost them? Some maid is going to come in here tomorrow and clean my room, and it's going to take her less than an hour. And I don't know how much is she getting paid. I think I know, actually. I think I saw on the sign they get paid $14 an hour. So whatever, it's going to cost them like $14 or whatever to keep me in this room. So yeah, that's why they give these free rooms away like it's nothing, I think. So yeah, worth looking into if you're traveling. You might as well grab one of those cards, and if you gamble at all, I think they just give them away. So it's kind of a nice little perk. Just be able to pop into one of these rooms and grab a shower, wash some clothes, chill out, win or lose some money. You do you. Yeah. But yeah. So that brings us to the current moment. Here we are. I'm in this room, and I'm just thinking, what's next? What time is it now? Still not even 1 a.m. Got about 12 hours. That's the countdown. So let me jump into the outro, and and I will tell you what I'm thinking about. What I'm thinking about. What's next? I'm feeling. I think y'all can hear it in my voice. Feeling a little different. Let's go. Let's see. Alrighty. So yeah, here in Cherokee, North Carolina. Wondering what's next. Like I told you, like as far as out of the country stuff, which I've been itching to do because ever since that COVID stuff kicked off, like besides the Bahamas, I haven't really left the U.S. and I've been itching to get out for a while now. I was itching to get out in March when it all started. That's when I was gonna make a move. I'd gone down to New Orleans and Biloxi in order to make a move to like South America. So Chile and Argentina are top of the list. They're still not letting people in. Costa Rica and Panama, low hanging fruit. As far as if I get down to Florida, it's like a $40 or $50 flight to get over there. I don't know. It's just not screaming my name too hard. Hard enough. And also I'm just doing the math. Like if I were to go to Costa Rica and Panama, like a month or two, I think, would be enough to really get my kicks. And what is it? It's October right now? So that would be like December. So then all of a sudden it would be December. I'd be like over it. And then what? I come back to the United States in December? That sucks. Like, it's all cold. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of maybe like sticking around in the United States through December and then making a move once it starts getting real cold. But I don't know. And what does that mean for tomorrow? What does that mean when I wake up tomorrow? Hopefully I get some sleep. I still got some stuff to do before I crash out. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I'm going to wake up ambivalent in the rain in Western North Carolina. Unsure where I'm going to go. I got some ideas, though. So I do got some ideas. So I'm not without any ambition. Particularly north. I mean, I got friends in every direction that I want to see. But north of here, I've got several friends that I haven't seen in a while. And I really want to catch up with them. And what better time than now? You know? And better now than before it starts getting too cold. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But looking at the clock again. We'll see what the next 12 hours bring. But I think I'm going to start doing that. I think I'm going to start heading north and catch up with these friends I want to see and see what happens along the way. And yeah, there's stuff in every direction. There's California's always got something. There's people in California calling my name right now. Some opportunities out there. I got some friends down south. Opportunities out there. Good things everywhere. Yeah, it's a funky situation. I got nothing definitive. Got a bunch of decent stuff on the horizon. And yeah, a little bit of ambivalence and a couple projects I should probably commit to or not. So I'll just, I'm in the wind. And tomorrow, the wind and the rain. I don't like hitchhiking in the rain. It's not great. A little bit of light rain is kind of nice. So we'll see. Maybe I'll catch a window. Sweet talked my way into a late checkout tomorrow, which just means 1 p.m. So might get a little window. And then, yeah, I'll start heading north. North of here immediately is like Gatlinburg, Pigeon Fork. I'm pretty sure those are kind of like mini golf tourist towns. But yeah, I got some ideas. I'm not going to commit right here in this audio just because I'm not positive how the day's going to go, but I think I know what I want to do. But who the hell knows, I have no idea where I'm going to end up tomorrow, There's a wide array. Nothing surprises me anymore, but a whole bunch of things make me smile. So we'll see what that is. So yeah, until the next episode, check it out. If you're listening to this now, you can always follow. I'm pretty random where I post, but Facebook.com/hobolifestyle, Twitter, Instagram. Pretty inconsistent and crazy with a lot of stuff, so you got to follow everything. So I think part of that's intentional. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, here's what I'm doing. Sometimes it's just like, maybe you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, if you're really into it, follow me on all the things, and let's see where I end up tomorrow and the week ahead. Be another casino. I'll be a friend. Multiple friends. I'll be in another country. I'll be out in California, Florida, Michigan. Who knows? Oh man, I'm losing my goddamn mind. All right, I love you guys. Happy travels. This casino stuff get me crazy. I can't believe I won that poker tournament today. Whew. Didn't even win it. Just came in third. Still like, which is a win. Oh my god. Out of 60 people or whatever it was, 70 people. I think it was 75. 75 entrants. Oh my god. What? I mean, that was huge. All right, let's go. Happy days, everybody. Till the next adventure. I will see you down the road. To hell with plans I made. I need a new escape. With all my shit straight, I'll get my big brain.